All right, recording now. Cool. So I'm just going to bring up something on my screen. I've got a couple of things that I want to show you guys today. First of all, I wanted to say who got access to social surveys? Put a 1 in the box if you got access to social surveys. I don't usually start off a webinar like this, but we've got 4 white label products that I'm offering as a bonus with social surveys. The reason I want to mention this is that this webinar is all about selling white labels. I've got basically I managed to get four white label products. So if you want to get access to those 4 white labels, it's just $27, which is probably the craziest deal we've ever run for white label products, and they're really high quality products that have made a lot of money. The 4 products are Social Mobi Deals. The other product is Social Directory. The other product is a couple of FB ones, FB App Creator, and another one as well. I'll just post the information in here. Now, if you did get access to, there's one white label that's being delivered today that's from one of our partners. It's for their software, which is, it's just slipped my mind, but any white labels that are outstanding are being delivered today, and I've just been messaging the guys about that. So socialbasemanager.com/social survey and our bonus. I'm just going to double check that's it. This should be it. And if you bought one of these before, then you get all the others. So it's a really complete package, and it's perfect if you're selling white labels. So I do recommend just, it's such good value. It's the type of package I would jump on. And I basically was able to negotiate with the guys in order to get this deal, and I won't be able to probably get this again. So my advice, take advantage of it today if you can. It'll be well worth it. All right, let me bring up the last of my slides. I'm just going to bring that up now. 1 second, and we'll start this webinar off. Excellent. And I'm in Spain at the moment, of all places, so if anyone's in Spain, let me know. I've been having trouble over here because we decided that we're going to take a wee break from work. It's been quite a hectic month, and I came out here. We've been relaxing a bit and having a chance to take a wee break, which has been good. But I've been on and off a bit more than I'd usually be. So that's why I've been a bit behind on a couple of things, but we're catching up on things now, which is good. All right, now let me do this. I'm just going to grab this. All right, cool. Yeah, hola. Cool. Now, Squeeze Funnels is available now. If you go to the thank you page, the bonus thank you page, that has been added to that bonus thank you page now. So it's available. It's available on your bonus thank you page. All right. Now, I've got a couple of things that I want to bring up today. For ClickFunnels, good. Cool. If you have any questions throughout the webinar as well, feel free to speak up. It's going to be a really to-the-point webinar today, but we will be going over a lot of stuff. So hopefully you can see my screen right now. Now I'm just loading up ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is a really cool software that gives you the ability to create landing pages. I'm going to show you how to use it. First of all, when you're selling white labels, put a 1 in the box if you've actually purchased some white labels in the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Just let me know in the chat box if you've actually made a purchase for any white label products. Cool. Now, Tony, the Video Drill VIP webinar has already happened. I've got a replay of it. So give me a message, and I've got a replay of that webinar that's available. Cool. All right. Some of you even have ClickFunnels. Awesome, Dion. Excellent. Well, ClickFunnels is basically a software that gives you the ability to create landing pages. Now, for whatever reason, it's not loading for me right now. It's having an application error, as you can see. So what I'll do is I'll show you a page that I created recently with it. All right, so it's just loading. Now, I apologize again, the internet is a bit slower here because I'm on a hotel connection, so that will be happening. Cool, and Tony, it's here. All right, hopefully my internet loads this page up. Okay, it's not looking like it'll load the page up. I'm just going to wait for it a couple more times. Hopefully it does. There it is. Finally, it's loading. All right, cool. So today what I'm going to cover with you is I'm going to cover 3 really important points. And the reason I'm covering these is that this is what you need in order to really succeed with selling white labels. The first point is how to generate leads. I'm going to show you a way of generating leads. The second is becoming an expert. And the third is selling your white label product, all right? Creating a funnel where you can sell your white label product. Now, in order to show you these things, I need to set up a base and show you a strategy for doing this. Now, here's a really key point that I've learned. If you want to make the most money online, you need to become an expert. You need to be someone that is someone who, you know, really wants to basically, I'll answer those questions. I got a couple of questions as well. One sec. Dion, give me an. Cool. So basically what you need to do, if you want to make the most money online, you need to position yourself as an expert. Now, obviously, I position myself as an expert and it allows me to sell online. If you want to make the most money online, especially if you're selling white label products, you need to position yourself as an expert. The reason that you need to do that is that most of your customers, whatever industry, whatever niche it is, are going to buy from you because they trust your opinion, basically, all right? So if they know that you know what you're doing, they know that you know how to make money, and they trust that advice, they will purchase what you recommend, all right? So even if you're just starting out, completely new to the business, all right, but you've got some information that someone would want, create a product on it, and then the person that actually opts in, downloads it, buys it, will learn from that product. And in future, they'll see your emails come in. And because they see your email coming in, they'll then move on your recommendation. They'll read it because they know who you are. And eventually, over time, they'll actually get closer to you and buy more products. Now, white label products should be sold after you've created a subscriber list. So it should be sold to people that have just joined your subscriber list, but it shouldn't be the first piece of the puzzle, all right? So in order to do that, in order to basically sell white label products, you need to have something there first before you actually start promoting the white label product. It can be an opt-in or it can be a low-cost item, all right? So there's 2 options. It can be an opt-in or it can be a low-cost item. What you see on my screen is a landing page that I've created through ClickFunnels. This is an example of a free giveaway to generate a subscriber. This subscriber that we generate from this giveaway here could be then promoted to with a white label product. The reason that that works is that first I'm giving something of value. Then once that subscriber has joined my list, they then trust my opinion more than they did before they downloaded something for free. And they also feel like, hey, Sam's really cool. He just gave me something for free. So they're more likely to open that email about the white label product. And that's when you sell your white label product. All right. So that's the marketing funnel we're going to be looking at today. Free giveaway, generate a subscriber. Then next after that, sell your white label product. And this is what I've done. I've used this in the past very successfully. And it's what I've used even today very successfully. I still use this same model because then all it becomes, once you've got this funnel set up, right, and it's called a funnel, and you can use squeeze funnels for doing this, by the way, if you've got access to that product. You've basically created a product, a funnel, where someone's going to opt in, then you're selling them something on the next end. So let's say, for example, we take an online marketing example. Put a 1 in the box if you believe that you know something that someone who's new to online marketing doesn't know. All right, think about yourself when you first started learning online marketing. Is there anything that you know now that you didn't know before that is useful information that you wished you had known before when you were first starting? Put a 1 in the box if you can think of something like that. Getting some ones. Good, very good. And that was the first idea that encouraged me to create my first product. What I created as my first product, which generated my first subscribers, which enabled me to sell products to them, was a training course on how to create a Facebook page. Really simple, really basic, but there was a group of people that obviously didn't know how to do that, and I was able to help them with it. And through that, I was able to generate my first subscribers. And as a result of that, I sold my first products online. All right. So if you have a skill, something that may seem so basic to you or so simple to you, but could be really valuable to someone else, that's something that you can either give away for a lead or something that you can sell. All right. Something you can give away as a lead or something that you can sell. Is this making sense? Put a 1 in the box if this is kind of making sense. And the reason that you need to do that is because if you're selling someone directly, if you're selling to someone directly and they have a, you're just selling your white label product, they have no connection with you, they don't know who you are, they really have no idea, whether to trust you or not. And then, it's going to be a lot less likely that you'll make a sale. All right. If you're getting someone off Facebook, you're getting someone off YouTube, you're driving them to your product, they don't really know who you are. All right. It's harder to make a sale. So that's why we do this structure. So this is what I would recommend that you do if you bought your first white label product. First of all, buy a domain name. All right. Buy a domain name from a place like Namecheap or something else like that. If you've got Videodrill or you've got Video Store Pro, or you've got, Audience Drill, or any sort of white label, buy a domain for that product. Really important to buy a domain. The reason that you want to buy a domain is that then it becomes yours, all right? You've got some control over that. You've got ownership over it. The next step after you've bought a domain, you can probably guess it, is to buy hosting, all right? Who has hosting here? Put a 1 in the box, or let me know if you have a hosting account of some sort. What I use as a hosting company, I use Storm on Demand, Liquid Web. What I recommend you use, all right, what I recommend you use starting out is HostGator. HostGator is a great solution, all right, when you're starting out. It's not a great solution later on, all right? So once you get known, once you start making a lot of sales, leave HostGator and go to a site like Storm on Demand. The reason being that HostGator doesn't have the server support that Storm on Demand or one of those other companies does. But you have to pay more for Storm on Demand than you will for HostGator, all right? Because HostGator is obviously a lot lower priced, but Storm on Demand is a bit more pricey as a result of that. To give you an example, I pay about between $450 and $500 per month for my server, all right, just for my servers. So, but in saying that, I'm willing to do that because I know the value of having a server, and it's really important to have a server. All right, so that's really important. The next thing you need to know is you need to know how to set up your white label. So in setting up your white label, you'll probably either have some sort of branding that you can do. You'll get a link maybe. Maybe you want to sell this through PayPal. You'll need to set up the payment process that you want to process through. All right, so you probably got PayPal. You might have, one shopping cart. You might have something else. And I'll type in Storm on Demand. It's Liquid Web. It's a Liquid Web company. Here it is here. All right, that's what I recommend if you're handling heavy traffic. If you're dealing with a client, for example, it's based in the States, I highly recommend getting Storm on Demand because it's the best solution out there that I've found. Now, in terms of selling through your white label through JVZoo, some of the products you can, some of the products you can't. Some say that you need to change the name in order to sell it through JVZoo. You just need to make sure that if you are selling through JVZoo, you check those details. Most of our white labels you can't sell through JVZoo, the reason being that JVZoo won't let you sell the products through JVZoo if they've already been listed once. ClickBank is the same. You can't really sell these products on ClickBank. You can sell them on Deal Guardian. You can sell them on Zaxa. You can sell them on PayPal. You can sell them on One Shopping Cart. You can sell them on Two Shopping Cart. So, yeah, the product has to be unique. Yeah. So then the next step is you've got a sales page, and you've also got, as part of that, you've probably got a login where you can get access to it. All right, so that's what you need to be able to do. All right, so you've basically got to get sales page. You've got to have something set up for that as well. All right, so these are just the starting points. These are the basics that you need to know from the start. You need these things set up. What I would recommend doing is, instead of dealing with HTML, all right, because most of our pages we actually code them in HTML, I would highly recommend getting access to a site builder like ClickBank, or like, for example, what's the other one that's available? OptimizePress. I use ClickFunnels and I use OptimizePress. And the reason I use those is it's easy to build websites. I know they're going to be, they're going to look great, and you can customize things to have your face on them and have it look like you want, all right? And that's really important. Now, Dion, in terms of JVZoo's rules, I'm not totally sure. I believe you probably could sell the same products with a different name, but you'd just have to check with them. I'd recommend checking with them, emailing their support, letting them know. I'm sure it's fine, though. I don't think it'll be a problem. They've got things in place for that, and that's why I just want you to get in touch with them first, because I've heard of people getting banned for listing the same product. Just make sure that you do check with them. I'm sure it's fine, but make sure you check with them. So, all right, so we've got our landing page. We set up a landing page with our site builder. We've got either OptimizePress, ClickFunnels, one of those other products. We've then set up an opt-in. So when we drive traffic to this opt-in, we're going to generate a lead. Then on top of that, we've got our white label, basically sending emails to our subscriber. Now, in order to send those emails, the other basic software that you need is an email client. Put a 1 in the box if you have an email client right now and who they are. For me, I highly recommend using Aweber. Aweber is great. Their deliverability is a bit low compared to other solutions out there from what I've seen. It's a good starting point, though, and they've got a good follow-up sequence editor. It's really easy to add follow-up sequences. A follow-up sequence is basically, say you can put in rules, like someone subscribes and they get an email immediately, then they get another email in a day's time, all right? So that's a rule, basically. So if you're using Aweber, you're in a good place. If you're using, GetResponse, you're okay as well. I personally don't like GetResponse, but GetResponse also is a good solution. There's also MailChimp, but MailChimp isn't good for online marketing offers. And there's a number of other solutions out there that'll work as well. But Aweber is probably the lowest cost, and for what you get, it's probably the best value. Cool. All right, so those are the basic softwares you need to get started with your white label. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you a couple of things. I want to first of all show you how you can position yourself as an expert. All right, and this is probably the most important part of this whole process, because without a product that you can sell online, you're not going to go anywhere. Let me rephrase that. The best way to make money online is by selling a product or a service. All right, so if you're doing one of those things, you're doing things right. So first of all, you need to actually create a product if you want to start selling online. And I highly recommend, if you want to create a product, going to a site called Udemy, all right, Udemy, all right. And if you haven't gone to here before, go to here. Search for a skill, all right. It could be photography. This is what I was looking for today. Now, this might be for a certain market. It might be valuable for a certain market. It may not be valuable for other markets. When you look at this, there's a number of courses that have got a ton of people that have registered for them in most cases, and they're basically teaching a skill. So find something that you can develop a skill in that you can be passionate about teaching, all right? Because everyone starts from somewhere. For me, I started just in the same place as everyone else in the call. I started in the same place. I didn't know what online marketing was at a point. I didn't know what a hosting account was. I remember, I still remember buying my first domain name. Everyone's been through that stage. The difference between me then and me now has been that I invested in my education, and then I created a product which I then sold after investing in my education. All right. So invest in your own education, find a skill that you can develop. It might be that you go ahead and buy something on Facebook, or you might buy something on marketing here. Check out this course here, the complete Facebook ads and Facebook marketing course of 2015. I'm sure there's many people, even on this call, that could create a really comprehensive guide on Facebook ads and Facebook marketing. You don't have to say that you make money online with doing it. You don't need to be making money online to train someone about how to use certain parts of online marketing. So that's what I think that scares a lot of people. You're qualified if you say you're qualified on online marketing, all right? You're qualified if you say you're qualified. If you're confident that you can create good information on a particular topic, then you're qualified. Say, for example, I have another friend that started up his first website a few years ago, and it was how to be successful over WordPress, all right? He had never made a dollar online, and what he taught people to do is use WordPress as a site builder. So think about that. There's thousands of people out there that need help with WordPress, that want to be able to build a site through WordPress. He just found their market and he created a course on it. Right? You can still do the same thing, because every single day there's new people coming into the market that need help with that particular skill. So think of a product that you could potentially create. Then all you need to do is create a few videos or create a report about it and start selling it. You can list that product on Udemy as well if you want. Or you could even give parts of that product away on your opt-in. All right, so you're generating leads with part of that course. If you're on this call right now, is there something you can think of right now that you could develop as a skill and sell? All right, and I recommend going to Udemy because there's so many different skills on offer here. You can buy a course on Udemy, learn that skill, specialize it, and create the same sort of course. And that's completely okay. You're allowed to do that. The reason that I recommend doing that is because it gives you a start. It gives you the ability to create your own products. Finally, you can be perceived as an expert because that's what you are. You've created a course. You're an expert on the subject now. This course right here is like the same course that I bought out when I first started. I only covered Facebook marketing. But that was back in 2010, I bought out this course. I sold $3,000 worth within the first week. And after that, I was able to sell white label products to my list, and I actually started making a decent amount of money. All right, and that was when it first started for me. So it can start for you as well, but you need to be able to create a product. And if you're not doing that right now, if you don't have a product in mind, find one and then focus on it. Is this kind of making sense? Put a 1 in the box if this is making sense right now. Cool. All right, number 1's coming in. Fantastic. All right, so this is the starting point. This is where you need to be focusing on. And this is where most people started as well, by the way. Because once you start creating this, then you can get into software and other things, and it leads on to a whole lot of other stuff. And this information, by the way, what I've just told you is basically what many of the training courses and the best top marketers and trainers online are speaking about. This is what they'll tell you, except you didn't have to pay $5,000 for this information. Create a product, develop that product, buy a site builder, and then launch your product to the marketplace. It might be an opt-in, or it might be selling a product. And you can even sell it on Warrior Forum. I started on Warrior Forum. Now, I know that Warrior Forum has changed a lot since then. All right, Warrior Forum has changed a lot. They've been bought, but there are still thousands and thousands of people on Warrior Forum, and there's still a lot of people making money. Look at that. Over 2,900 people right now are viewing the Warrior Forum special offers, and I can guarantee you a significant amount of those people have probably bought a product through Warrior Forum before. Why not your product? If you've got a product, list it in the Warrior Forum special offers, and that's another way of generating leads. So you can generate leads through selling your product, or you can generate leads from giving your product away. I recommend starting off, if you possibly can, with an opt-in if you're generating traffic through different sources, but If you don't yet, you haven't really focused on any traffic sources, then sell it on Warrior Forum. All right, Warrior Forum is a great starting place for certain offers. You can see here there's plenty of offers, a ton of different visitors. And don't tell me that Warrior Forum doesn't work, because I simply need to, click in here, in this offer here. It's all about WordPress. Get expert written content about WordPress with private label rights, all right? You could create this if you wanted to. And look, if we go down, they're selling it for $37. And look, I can guarantee someone's bought. There we are. Wow, I jumped in on this offer. Can't believe I got such a good price, okay? And that's just an example. There is a ton of people online right now through the Warrior Forum that are looking to buy something. And if you find something that you can sell, the Warrior Forum is a great place to start selling it and generating subscribers. Now, if you're nervous about the comment section, if you're nervous about selling something and putting yourself out there, don't be. Everyone has had to go through it before. Right? One of my biggest fears was actually going and selling on Warrior Forum. But when I listed my first product, and you could probably search for it now, I'm not logged in at the moment. I'll see if I can log in and find it. Find the first product I ever listed. But it looks so much different from what I have and sell today. But it was a starting point. It gave me the start that I needed. And all you need is the same sort of start. I'll log in and I'll see if I can find it. Because I would like to show you this, so it gives you a perspective about where I started. So you can see, that if you go along the same track, you can land in the same place. Oh, am I back? Sorry, the internet just cut out completely. All right, am I back? Put a 1 in the box if you can hear me. Awesome. Okay, now Dion, it's like $27 for Social Surveys white label. Go here. All right, sorry about that. Okay, what I was doing is I was actually just searching the Warrior Forum to find the first product that I ever listed. I wanted to show you it. Dion no code, it's $27. All right, let me log in and I'll see if I can find this product that I wanted to show you. All right, no, not that. Let me try this. Not that. All right, I've forgotten my password for Warrior Forum. Funny. Nope, looks like I've lost it. All right, well, I can't log in. I've forgotten my password. So I have to go back and show you that another time. But I basically just wanted to show you that everyone starts somewhere. And this is where I started. I started here a few years ago, and then I've progressed my business. And you can do the same thing. There's a lot of marketers that start with Warrior Forum, and it's a great way to start. Ah, awesome, Dion. Awesome. So basically the key that I want to really establish with you today is that if you want to make the most money from your white labels, develop a product of your own. And if you want to work on that, what I really recommend you do is first of all figure out which kind of skill you can develop and sell. I've used this strategy with friends of mine, with Sam Robinson, for example, with Josh Rada. We went through the same process, all right? Josh has now generated over $1 million online. Sam has generated over 100,000. Right, I'm pretty sure he will have generated over $100,000. Probably this month he's done that. So with that said, what they did is they developed a skill. Josh got really good at video. all right, and Sam got really good at marketing, okay, and they both started selling information on both of those components, and from there they were able to start building their business. So you can do the same thing, but you need to be able to specialize in something, and you need to pick up a skill and develop a skill that people are going to find value in and people are going to buy. Once you have that skill, you need to create a training course on that skill, all right, a training course on the skill, and then sell that training course. And it may take a lot of work to do it. It may take some time, but once you do it, it'll make it really easy to make money selling white label products to your new subscribers, because that's what most people are doing out there to make money. They're developing a product, selling that product, building a subscriber list or a customer list, and then selling to that customer list. And that's how you can make a lot of money online selling your products. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take questions right now. Does anyone have any questions that you'd like answered? My internet's starting to fail, and that's why I'm going to take questions now. I'm not sure why it's failing. Am I back? Hopefully I'm back. Am I back? Put a 1 in the box if you can hear me. Fingers crossed I'm back. Please tell me I'm back. Am I back? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Am I back? Ah, fantastic. All right. So what I'll do is I'll take questions and answers now, because my internet's fading a bit now at the moment, in and out. It's the case when you're traveling. These things happen. So what I wanted to ask, is there any questions? How could I help you with your white label right now? Any questions that I could answer that would help? All right. Any questions? My internet's going a bit slow, so I'm just going to give a minute to get some answers. So what are your questions? What questions do you have? Dion, I'm not too sure why you need to sign up to JVZoo to sell Video Store. You shouldn't need to. You shouldn't need to sign up for it. It might be it's Tom and Stuart's product, so they might have put some restriction on it. Hopefully that's not the case, but if it is, just sign up for JVZoo. It'll be fine. All right. Cool, I'm back. Sorry, guys. This internet's really conking out at the moment. All right, cool. Answering questions. Cool. Dion, here it is here. Connect with me on this Skype. That'll be fine. Any more questions? Any questions? Well, my internet's still holding up. What questions do you have? Let me know. Cool. I'm just emailing your question. All right. Well, it seems like there's no more questions coming through. So what I'll do is I'll finish this webinar off now. I'll get a replay for it. And if you have any more questions or anything that you think of, please send me an email here at sam@sambaker.com or any content that you'd like. What I'm going to do is everyone in the video drill group? Put a 1 in the box if you're in the video drill group. Yeah, of course, Dion. Yeah, no problem. Yep, definitely. Cool. All right, good. It seems like everyone's in the video drill group. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in a book into it, a guidebook. It's basically like a content. It's basically helping you to. It'll help you figure out which product you want to sell. So I'm going to drop that in after this webinar. I'll probably get Eva to do it in about an hour's time, and that'll help you get clear on what it is that you should be looking to sell. And that's a really cool guide that'll help you do that. So I encourage you to go through that. Plus, review this workshop. I'll make sure it's recorded. Hopefully, the recording isn't bugged out today. Then I'll get that over as well. Now, Dion, in terms of the white label, there's no coupon code as far as I'm aware of it for it. So no coupon code available for it. I've asked the guys, but they've said, no, there's no coupon code. So it's whatever price is on the sales page right now. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for coming tonight. I apologize for the internet issues that we've had and the lateness on my part, but I'll make it up to you with that guide. And if there is any more questions you have, seriously, please just get in touch and I'll be able to help you with those. Also, I like the developments that are happening in the video drill group. It's great that everyone's talking, that you guys are all supporting each other, and it's great for me and Brad to see that. So keep it up, and if there's anything else we can help you with, just give us a message and let us know. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, and I look forward to talking with everyone again soon. I'll talk to you later. Have a good night or day wherever you are, and I'll talk again soon. See you later.